Hello and well met. Green and Garb welcomes you to our epic high fantasy campaign, Chronicles of Frostfire, Awakening. If you'd like to support us or become a Green Knight, please consider subscribing. Leave a comment down below, we talked with all of them and all our subscribers, and smite that like button.
For an extra 2d8 radiant damage!
Yes! That's it. So let's get into the action. Last time, the Vex Avengers prepared for the awesome Clawing Wing Challenge at dusk at the area arena. Their challengers were the previous champions, the Dark Hydras, led by Venom Viper. And you collided in an epic fight above the arena, being cheered and booed by the onlooking dragons. And it turns out that after this struggle, the Vex Avengers won. Flawless victory. Flawless victory, not even one KO. That's right.
A lot of smiting.
Despite John's best efforts.
Almost went down, yeah.
Almost.
With a fantastic last hit.
That's right.
Very stylish.
Yes, thank
So,
you.
they were given an audience with the Council of Worms. The following morning, through their victory, Venom Viper conceded and saw in you the Heart of Champions, who were out for something good. And now, after a long rest, you wake up in the morning.
Awakenings.
You wake up in the morning at the Clawing Wing Inn. Ready. You gotta hurry to the council as you're a little bit late already.
I'm sitting downstairs waiting for the rest of them to
Oh, that's
show
right,
up.
yeah.
My head is still pounding.
You're just going to have to get it together. It's a big day. Hey, look at me. No matter what happens in there, you are the man or the dragon that I fell in love with, all right? You're going to be okay. I'm really proud of you. Come on, get up.
Thank you.
All right, good morning, all.
I kind of stumble out the door,
Yeah.
pulling on
Welcome,
one of my dagger
sleepyheads.
boots.
I think I've been hanging out with any Alice this morning. I woke up early.
This kid. He knows what's up.
Type A, baby.
What were y'all doing before everybody got up? Drinking tea or something?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm drinking method acting. Green tea.
Just
I'm sleepily, like,
drink tea.
despite what I look like, I'm really a creature of the night, not the morning.
I hand you a hot tea.
Okay. Razwar, you're a morning person.
I'm a it's time to fight person.
He just
Right.
walks downstairs.
It's about to be a battle.
I mean, good morning.
A battle of words.
War. It's a great day for war. All
Shall
right,
we get going? We're running a bit late.
Yeah, I'm
because
feeling
of
a
these
little-
sleepyheads.
We need to go now.
Okay. All right. The Taki is as well waiting for you all, and the innkeeper actually looks at you and says, "Good luck out there."
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
And she gets back to cleaning some cups.
The beds here are very soft.
That's enough.
Okay, that's fine.
Can we book it?
All right.
Yeah.
You head down. You're running a little bit late to the meeting. Not late, but like if as long as you haul some booty, you'll be there on time. You clump down the gilded streets. It's early in the morning, but there's still plenty of dragons around who look at you as you run by. And you re-enter, climb those large steps, you're into that neoclassical styled stately building that you entered before. And once you enter, there's a host of what essentially are reporters behind some cordon ropes, right? And in front of them are a host of steel-armored dragon guards. They're trying to get information. They're all yelling in unison. It's just cacophony of trying to get information. Not at you all, but at like passing council worms who are going by just ignoring them completely.
Does this happen
a-
every time? What are they trying to...
What's going on?
Perception roll. If you're what's going on?
Ooh, a 28.
A 28.
Yes.
They are
I see
trying.
all.
You hear all. You're trying to figure out what this emergency meeting has been called about today.
Oh,
Oh, the
trying to
other
figure-
emergency they were talking about.
No.
we are...
Likely
we
your
are the
emergency.
emergency.
We are the
Yeah.
emergency.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
They're trying to figure out what it's about, so maybe we should just sneak in around them. So they don't know it's about us.
I don't think we need to be talking to the
Taki.
press right now.
That's what I'm saying.
Taki, is this about discussion Uncle and us had?
No, it's about our victory last night, I assume.
Okay, good.
I'm just gonna walk up the stairs.
Yeah.
In fact, some people, some of those reporters, they have, they're just in they're in the demi-human form, and they're in mostly jackets and formal-ish attire. Some actually look over and still ignore you, despite this is about you, except for one.
Lol. It's about us.
One, and here you're already kind of walking out.
I'm walking up the stairs, but like
Okay.
if they're reporters,
You do notice
people
one.
aren't supposed to know I exist right now.
You do notice one come towards the group, reporter, and this is a. He has long brown hair. He's got a little stash of white. He's wearing a dark, very understated jacket, and he takes off as he gets close. Takes off his spectacles.
Oh my god!
Brings up a quill and brings up a pen, and a quill begins to comes up on its own and begins to write. And he says, "Excuse me, Krent Trim of the Independent Dragon."
Yes!
Do you have a moment?
I'm sorry, what was your name? I didn't catch it.
Krent Trim of the Independent Dragon.
Trim.
Yes.
Crunch. Hello.
What's so funny? Do you have a moment?
For you, Krent, yes.
It's sort of the quill's writing on its own.
What are you
I just
doing?
keep walking
You keep walking?
with Taki.
I thought we said
I
we
grab her
weren't
hand
going
and
to...
keep going.
Taki doesn't seem to want to follow you.
But his hair is so beautiful.
Well, she's like, it's rude.
They're already taking care of him. It's fine.
And her voice trails off, and she doesn't seem to leave.
Well, I don't want to run late.
You do?
I'm excited to talk to the reporter.
Okay. Hazel?
Standing in the back.
Razor goes, I said, quote, war. Unquote.
Oh, this is great. He says, and what was the secret to your success last night? You wouldn't mind telling me? Especially against the reigning Claw and Wing champions.
I'm gonna step in between. That would be thanks to a wonderful me.
Oh, I didn't see you there!
Yes, it was I who dealt the final blow.
Sorry, who are you?
My name is Vahera Alistair.
Where Alistair?
But typically we call the Vex Avengers and we go by the mantra of dreamwork makes the team work.
I see.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
There you go.
Wait a second.
Yes,
that,
no,
reverse it.
reverse that.
Yes.
And that was the secret to your success last night?
That and
Teamwork.
love and family and...
Drugs!
And drugs, you say?
I'm muting back because I just keep on walking.
We don't know who that is.
I've never seen that man before in my life.
The notes are being taken very furiously at this point. I see. And he continues, unless you're...
No, yeah.
Oh, okay. And you all have ventured into the Blood Isles, despite the fact that you are... And he puts up his hands in air quotes. Dakal are not welcome. In large part due to the dark legacy from the First Dragon War and the humanoid dragon slayers. So tell me about this.
At this point, I'm gonna walk away.
Very, very strange crew here.
Giants raging war in Faerun, and we, the Vex Avengers, feel as though we need to defend our people, and we have many questions for the elders and vengeance to seek, because we're gonna go there. We're gonna go there. So I don't know if you've heard of this bitch dragon named Imrith, but we're coming for her, and we're going to cut her fucking throat out and feast upon her remains.
He says, Myers,
She
interesting.
killed our friend, another dragon, who's very dear to us. And I want
John,
her
that's
to
enough.
know that she is going to die. And I want you to tell the people that.
I see it's on the record now.
I'm
But
just
only
standing up with
because she killed our friend.
Any other statement from the rest of you? This is gold.
I'm way up the stairs, sitting there like tapping my feet, like,
Yeah, I'm out. Same.
Very proud of you, John. That was an excellent declaration of war.
Thank you, Raswa, for appreciating my sentiments. Thank you.
I'm gonna talk to Krent.
Crentrim of the
Krent's
Independent
Trim
Dragon.
of the Independent Dragon. I'd like that quote to stay anonymous, please.
No.
Did you even catch his name?
No. Apparently I'm not as good.
Good, I just wanted to check.
I know all your names. Everyone here knows all your names. The moment you stepped into Exaldron, you were tagged. So, finally, tell me, what do you hope to get from this meeting tonight? This morning, I should say, at the council.
Answers. I think we're seeking answers. Yes. Yes.
Any other statements?
I walk up again at this point because I'm getting impatient with everyone. Still back here talking with them.
Uh-huh.
A life back. Let's go.
I see.
And I,
Is it-
and I walk off again.
Is that all?
Yes, that's all.
Yes, we mean no harm to the wonderful dragons of this world. Except for
that
Imrith.
Noted.
We
Noted.
have no quarrels with them. We have no quarrels with them.
John, stop talking.
And you hear a bell ring, essentially. Oh, looks like it's your time.
Grant, I'd like you to think about the implications that those words have if you publish them.
Of course.
She just played our ace. If she knows we're coming back for her.
No, because it's exactly... Of course she knows. Of course she knows that we're coming back for her. But she doesn't know that we have an absolution. We are going to do this. I want to strike fear in her heart.
Strike fear in her heart! She knocked us all out of the sky, John.
Yes, and then I knocked her out of the sky. And I'm going to do it again, and they are going to give me answers.
Hey, how did she know where we were gonna be or who we were when we got back to the temple?
Intelligence. Check. You can add proficiency. You were there.
I mean, we knew who she was, but that's a 1.
So that's military intelligence right there.
All right. You have
asked
no idea.
A hypothetical rhetorical question.
Yeah.
That's a very good question.
That's a good question.
With no answers.
No answer.
That you recall. That you in particular don't recall.
Anyone else?
Oh, can I roll?
Do you want to think back on that day?
I mean, I'm thinking about it right now, clearly, right?
Okay.
What was
You
it?
go ahead. Roll intelligence.
Okay. Cotton, you can do it. Whoa!
Oh, I'll roll it.
19.
I'll do it too.
Okay, Amala, you think back on that day hard, and it occurs to you that when you first saw Imrith, it wasn't going after you, it was going towards the temple. Mm-hmm. And it happened to spot you.
She wasn't going for us. She was going for the temple the whole time.
Because the temple is the key. Because without the runes, we don't stand a chance.
So maybe she doesn't know that we already have them?
I'd imagine so.
Is this all off the record?
Yes.
Are you still here?
Yes.
Time to go, and I'm gonna go.
I see. I will present you in the best of light. Good
I'll-
luck in there.
I'll pull up, like, I've got hidden blades.
Yes,
No.
you would have your hidden blades, but you're
But
inside.
I'm just gonna, like, get close enough so that he can see the mechanism on my wrist. I would like to hear that. As in, you will speak of us well.
And he raises an eyebrow. Okay. And he puts away his pad and pen.
That's what I...
And then this one lady threatened me.
Okay, and he walks back, actually out of the building.
So, but then Imrith doesn't know who, or didn't know who we were?
It doesn't matter, she's a monster.
I'm not saying she's
I doubt
not,
she's
John.
reading the news or watching it.
Tap, 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 tap.
All right, let's go.
All right, we've got to go. We're late for a meeting.
Okay.
John, I'd like you to think about what you say before you say it.
Sometimes you just have to feel how you feel and share it with the world. Now, let us go.
Talking nods her head.
With the council.
I wasn't saying you couldn't feel the things that you're feeling. We're saying you put the whole party at
It's a
risk.
tactic.
Come on.
You hear a bell ring again.
Okay. I kind of leave. I start to go up the stairs.
Yeah, everyone accompanies. All right, after a while, you're escorted. A couple guards that in high prestige level robes. Not only is it armor, but they have a cloak and capes and all sorts of regalia on. And every step they take, you hear armor clinking and like that. Yes, but they silently escort you towards the main hall.
Thank you.
All right, and then they get in position in front of the hall, and 2 grand doors that open magically in front of you.
All right.
I grab Taki's hand because I'm a little nervous when I walk.
She seems very nervous. Yeah.
I take Amalia's hand and I take the first step into the room with her. If you will follow me.
Just be like,
I
Here
hold
we
my
go.
own hand.
Whatever. This is great. Let's go.
All right, you enter the
Yeah.
semicircular congressional-like hall. It's large. It's huge, and there's depictions of dragons, great worms, and ancient ancestral rites carved and etched all throughout the hall, up and down all the walls, and even the high dome ceiling where light comes in through. And it's all marble, and there is a large podium, and around you is where all the council worms would sit. And there's a podium in the center, and there's like ushers inside that point you towards the podium.
We kind of follow
Head
up
that way up.
where they point to.
All right, you head down, and there's red silk, like drapery everywhere, and carpeting on the floor. And you arrive there, right in the center. It looks like you're being seen by, everything around you. And then you start to hear thunderous footsteps and roars right outside. And you see, from where you're at, shadows of dragons taking forms and then becoming demi-human form as they step inside. And here it's dragons of all shapes and colors and ages, wearing black robes. And they each take a seat in their particular spot here in the Council of Worms. Until there's, you'd say maybe a good 60 or 65 dragons. And these are not just any dragons, but you can tell from their auras that they are ancient and powerful dragons. And they all whisper and talk with each other in a lowered voice you can't hear.
As we're filing in, Basil's gonna lean over to Vahera and, hey, you're not usually one for seeking out attention. You feeling okay?
certainly not my favorite place, but where else is there to be?
All right. I just meant with the press. It's okay to brag on your stuff because it's cool, but it's just not like you.
Truth be told, it was a little bold. I'm supposed to be flying under the radar, so
All right, just
a little
checking in.
impulsive myself.
Anything else before? Okay. Finally, after they've all sat in place, Grand Custodian Michael walks down from a separate door to the side, and he's going to a raised platform stage, and sees the Grand Custodian to preside. And Johnny puts his hand on your shoulder and nods to you and heads up. Taki holds your hand, and Alice, and she says, "Phew, I'm sweating here."
Be fine. I give a little bow to the Grand Custodian as he comes by.
I look to you.
See you.
And then keeps going up. Taki goes over to you, John, for a second, and says, "Do you know how to address the council?"
With much abundant humility.
You must call them Grand Counselor.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
Is it time for me?
No. So, Mikhail gets some papers together in a book, and then stands, and the rest of the council becomes quiet. He grabs a gavel It's the shape of a dragon at the edge. Order! Order! I will now speak from the Code of Concordance. And everyone hushes in the court. He looks down and reads from an ancient-looking leather-bound book with draconic sigils and embossings all throughout it. You can't even imagine how old this book is, if it even has an age. Great Io, the ninefold dragon, the eternal wheel, gives these islands, formed from his fiery blood, to his children. Here the dragons, metallic, chromatic, and gem, must strive to live in harmony and agreement, for this is the will of the concordant dragon. To fulfill Great Io's will, one worm from each clan shall have a place in this area, on this council of worms. These worms shall serve as the voice of their clans, as the conscience of dragonkind, and as the true leaders of the islands of Io's blood. I call this council of worms to session. Today, we will be addressing 2 new orders of business. And you hear some discordant murmuring. He looks at your group. Put forward your motions.
I
Vex.
take a step
Trade of
forward.
life.
Do. Let me.
Watch what you say, John.
Grand Council Dragons, we are most humbled to be in your presence and beseech your mighty and ageless wisdom.
You hear some coughing and some people not really.
It is with great urgency that we bring these matters to your attention, and we do hope that you will be open with us, that we may help bring balance back to our world.
Persuasion, John. You can do it at advantage.
Can I-
Guidance,
Oh.
yes.
I was gonna say, if I kind of have my arm on him, behind him, cast guidance.
Yeah, that's fine.
So add a D4. Did you add it?
Yeah.
Okay.
You said persuasion?
Yes.
28.
20? Okay. And everyone just waits expectantly.
Our first order of business is that of a dear friend and member of your world, Vex Alantha. She was lost in battle with the one who I have been told you also seek to destroy, the blue dragon Imrith.
And you... So I'm saying Imrith's name, you hear some gasps and some raised eyebrows from the chromatic dragons.
We seek to trade a life for a life.
Custodian Michael gets up and adjusts his monocle. Says, so what is your motion? On the matter of the life of Vexalantis the Seeker?
Yes. We seek to invoke the ancient powers to bring her back and trade Imrith in her place. We will fight and do not ask for your assistance in this matter, only your blessing.
Grand Custodian Michael looks around and he motions to the court, the council. What say you? And one clawed hand goes up. It's a copper dragon, and it's quite elderly. Has a thick white mustache that's a little overly long and flutters as he begins to speak. And Michael recognizes him and says, the council recognizes Catharn the Copper. And he says, addressing your whole group, Vexalanthus, the Seeker, oddly sits in purgatory before the Dragon Eyrie, as if her mission is not yet resolved. We all know the importance of her and Alexis's mission. You hear the bird chirp a little bit. And we all know there is this mandate you speak of that could bring the Seeker back. I will not bore the council with the details unless I was filibustering Councilor Menrion's idiotic street crossing bill. But a dragon soul for the dragon soul is correct. How would you know that Imrith will be willing to give up her soul? Anybody can speak, by the way.
We were informed that she need not be willing, only that we offer it in trade for Vexes.
Persuasion nails.
I can't do that. I rolled 16 even with my negatives.
Even with the negatives?
Can I give him guidance?
Oh yeah, you can.
Do that.
Plus D4.
Say it.
Oh, it's a 4.
Wow,
So
it's a 20?
total.
Okay. Upon giving this your impassioned point of view on this, a young, light-skinned crystal dragon blurts out, not even raising his hand, and says, Imrith has been causing trouble for us all. And he's addressing the whole court, not really you. We have it on good word that she is in league with Tiamat, causing chaos in the giant's court as to be able to rise unimpeded by our natural enemy. There's a huge amount of murmur at this accusation. And Mikhail says, Order! Order, Skyrunner! And then he gets flustered and sits back down.
He's not wrong. Imrith seeks to destroy us all.
One of the last things that Vex told us before she bravely fought in battle was that Tiamat, her rising is cyclical. She will return.
If
This
she
is
hasn't
all-
already.
If she has not already, this is our chance. We are strong fighters and we have a purpose.
We are all willing to give our lives for not only this fight, but also the impending battle that is to come.
Okay? Whoever we just talked. Persuasion from everybody.
Okay. I'm still casting guidance on you, John.
I need your totals.
Did anyone cast guidance?
Sure. Yeah.
Basil in the background just...
That's just like
How many people can you pass guidance?
it's a cantrip, right?
Yeah, it's cantrip. You use as much as you
Oh,
want.
me too,
I'm
thanks.
just giving it out.
21.
21, yeah.
Okay.
I'm very persuasive. Give me the money. I'm very
Goodness, 16, sorry, math.
18.
18?
Thanks, Basil.
Okay. You seem to catch the attention of Kuthon the Copper, who, and there's a lot of agitation. You can, now taking a better look at how everybody's seated, there's 3 divisions. There's gem dragons, and there's chromatic dragons, and there's metallic dragons. There's a little bit of intermixing, but for the most part, that's how they're divided. And whenever you mention Imrith, the metallic dragons murmur a lot, and the chromatic dragons kind of stay quiet. And Kutharn, the Copper, says, Very well then. I put into motion that should the humanoids find the soul of Imrith, they can enact Order 67.
That
Oh my god.
Great Elder Councilman, could you please tell those of us who are not familiar with the great and ancient laws of this land what exactly that means?
Order 67 in particular.
A dragon soul for a dragon soul. You'll know. We will allow you.
Thank you.
With that said, on the chromatic dragon side, a menacing looking purple chromatic dragon with red eyes puts up his hand in a fury. But the various other chromatic elder dragons on that side look at him, like stare at him, and he puts his hand down.
We don't come here to foster division. Only for peace within the realms.
Someone should ask if we need something special to get Imrith's soul. Like, do we need a special container?
He said we'll know.
That's what he said.
Razwa,
Like in this case with my dad. I needed something special
Okay.
to hold him.
Our second motion.
Second motion.
second motion.
Order. Point of order. We have not concluded this motion.
I do apologize.
The council must vote on this motion. Council ones, we will do a roll call vote. Yay or nay? And they begin just basically shouting, and shouting out yay or nay. And it's pretty clear to you that the yays, mostly from metallic dragons and most of the gem dragons, have it by plurality. And Michael says, the motion passes. You can enact Order 67.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good times.
Thank you.
If this item is closed for business, we move on to new business.
Yes. One last thought. Is there, you mentioned Vex is in purgatory. Is there any way to contact her?
No,
Thank you.
that was out of line.
Apologize.
Great Elder Councilman. The next order of business, I believe, is possibly preemptive, but seeing as you know the threat, we seek to begin the process of parlaying our allegiance and organizing the war effort against Tiamat. And I do believe my friend Razwa has something to say about that.
Fine then.
You may take a motion.
I address all the Grand Counselors here. As a paladin of Tempest, I seek war, and war is coming. We must fight it. There is no choice. We must be united. Separate, we will fall quickly. So I seek the aid of the Council and all that they will give. And I will face this threat in your name.
Give me a persuasion check. At advantage. Are you invoking? You're invoking. What?
Basil sneezes on Razor. Guidance.
Oh, are you invoking Tempest?
Chew guidance.
Of course I am.
Okay, then you're gonna roll at advantage.
Come on, Tempest.
Plus persuasion is
Plus a d4.
27.
27. All right.
Come on. Come on.
The council. There's a lot of coughing and lack of attention to your motion. There's just one lone hand that, after a very long few seconds, raises her hand, and it's a diamond gem dragon, very beautiful. And she says, "Point of order. the council has not yet declared war. I'm afraid your motion cannot go through.
So the council will wait.
The council must declare war. But after the council has declared war, you may consider your offer. And she puts her hand back down.
I see.
And she whispers to somebody, another councilworm next to her.
In the name of Tempest, I already declare war. So that when you stop hiding, you may join me.
Whoa, intimidation.
Ah, yes. Kids these days. Very ballsy.
Oh, to be,
Hey, at least it
oh, to be
wasn't me this time.
15. Oh, to be 15 and young and unafraid.
26.
26. Okay. You actually make a lot of these councilworms who are old and very powerful quicken their boots a little bit. And, you know, to the corner of your eye, Michael is actually, when he cracks a bit of a slight smile. And he looks over at the note taker and says, "Take that down. Your motion is noted. Will not be tabled. It will be taken up again, Razwar."
Thank you, great elder councilman. Would anyone else like to speak?
I think you still have something to ask them about.
I
John.
know, but
Can I add another motion? How many can we do? Okay.
You hear just a lot of coughing. Some of the councilwomen have kind of fallen asleep.
Okay, I step forward.
Okay.
I'd like to also address all of the elder grand councillors in this moment, although it may be a personal request.
You have the floor, Amalia.
Thank you. I ask this as a mother-to-be. Recently, not everyone knows this, but recently John and I were informed of a prophecy about our future child. And it caused great concern that she could bring about darkness. And I ask, because I cannot be the only mother, and John cannot be the only father in this room. I ask for guidance of what steps we can take as parents to protect her from this fate.
Michael stands up. Amalia, your point is taken, but the council is not here to give guidance. I'm sorry.
Understand, thank you.
You have one more motion.
great counselors, Vex informed me of something quite alarming before she passed. And I experienced it as well. She spoke of a great and powerful dragon that wielded both ice and fire. And I transformed into a dragon.
You hear some gasps.
In defense of her. She named me Aragol.
You hear some big gasps. Like, and then a lot of whispering.
Please tell me, what does this mean?
Michael looks at you, John. What is your motion?
I motion to have whatever information you may know that you may be willing to share. Given that I may understand what curse or blessing lies upon my shoulders.
John, you hear in your mind a whisper. It sounds like a particular cabbage merchant. He says,
Fizz.
Erigol, now would be the time to show yourself, your true self. And that's all it says. It just disappears.
I know not how.
What?
I know not how.
You hear a lot of fidgeting and the and coughing and the...
I wish that I were in a position to give you a demonstration or show you that which we have all seen, but I know not how.
Do you want to try, John?
Sure.
All right. Give me 3 concentration checks.
Guidance. Guidance.
All right.
Quickly, everybody, guidance in. I'll stand here and watch.
Same. I can't do that.
Can we do that?
What?
Just all the
Can
guidance.
you get
says-
extra guidance? Like
You can
double
all
guidance?
you can all give him support if you want to.
I'm just, Basil's just in the back, like ping-ponging off of everybody, giving them guidance, I guess.
I can only get guidance once.
Do you all want to get together and try to help John?
No.
Guidance.
The more, if you want to aid him, you can give him an extra d20.
You
I'll
take
just
my
put a-
Hey!
spirit energy so you can.
I'm just gonna put my hand on his shoulder.
Yeah.
You can interpret it however you want.
You can do this, John.
John, now's the time.
Whatever. This
Okay, so you get an
is.
extra. One of them has advantage from any else.
Any of them good?
What are they
Concentration. Imagine you're trying to keep a spell.
throws?
Yeah, imagine trying to keep a spell up.
13, right?
And drop the lowest one.
Huh. Okay.
I just need your highest one.
See that one, probably the purple one.
Well,
No, do you, that one.
no, because this is 7 and 4.
Yeah.
This one didn't
What's
have guidance.
concentration use? Wisdom?
Constitution.
Constitution.
So it'd be 19.
19? You have the Dragon Heart Zone.
Yes, right here.
It shines a little bit as you focus. And you feel the intense pressure of the council around you, kind of very inquisitively judging you. And with that, you feel begin that brewing within you that you felt back then. And I don't know where the rest of you
Start to back up.
have to move back because 2 wings sprout from John's back. They're white and gold scaled, shimmering with rainbow pearlescence. And one of his eyes turns blue and the other one red, and they're dragon eyes with the slits. And there are like gasps of horror from the council.
It's all right. We've seen it before.
I get the impression this is not something they wanted to see.
I do not seek to scare you. Only for answers.
And the last word you said, you feel something like chain, something binding you as you everything returns back and you're back into human form.
You all right?
Yes, fine.
Michael looks
Fine, thank you.
at this, and there's just disorder in the court right now. People speaking above whispered tones. He says, "Order! Order! John, the one who calls himself Arago. I will need you to choose one person to stand with you, and the rest must go.
I choose Molia.
Didn't even consider me.
Just
kidding.
Me neither, buddy.
The guards and that regalia come down and put their spears down and
Sorry.
nod at you all.
Later, John. Told you you'd do it again.
Way to cause problems.
Thanks, Raspberry.
All right, and I'll need 4 of you, unless you want to fight back.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
All right, breath weapon.
To step up and out.
It's all right.
I think it's all right.
Your friends have left, escorted outside the Grand Council of Worms. Just you and Amalia in front of the podium, being stared at by these dragons. They could chomp you in one bite if they wanted to. And upon your transformation, and just waiting patiently, seething as the point of order for your friends to leave, one hand shoots up. And it's a red dragon. It's got incredible power and size, probably the biggest dragon in this council. Michael shoots a look at you and pounds the gavel. The council recognizes Firebrand the Red. Firebrand the Red just gets up and roars. Enough pretense! We all know the truth, whether we care to admit it or not. Do not strike this from the record. As you've seen, dragons can in fact interbreed. There's some gasp from the council. That's right, but it's worse, Council Worms. Biologically, these creatures, they're infertile. They're more vulnerable. They have shortened lifespans. You could imagine a mule from their world, from the Decal. That is what they are like. And this is why all such offspring have been abandoned or hunted down by the decree of the dragon gods. Because if by some chance they were to produce offspring, the entire strength and preservation of its draconic bloodlines would be in jeopardy! I motion that we have it killed here and now! There's a lot of murmuring from the council, a lot of nodding from the chromatic dragons.
I step in front of him.
Molia.
Stop.
Stand behind me.
I won't do that.
Please. I have stared death down more than once in my short lifetime, Elder Councilman. If you are to threaten me in front of the one I love, I will gladly face you.
You see him smirk a little bit. The one you love? Then I further motion that they should both be killed. Again, there's a lot of nodding and a lot of whispering. John, give me an intimidation roll.
Guidance.
I'm gonna roll it.
That's fine.
32.
32.
Good.
Okay, wow. The firebrand just looks to the side and looks for support. At the moment, no one seems to be saying anything with your retort. Rather, actually, you... Do you want to say something, Malia?
No, I'll see what the response is.
You actually... The metallic dragons who were seem to be hesitating to say anything. One finally raises their hand with 32. And it's another diamond gem dragon. I'm sorry, a silver dragon. Apologize. Probably one of the oldest ones in the council. And he puts his hand up. Michael motions to him. And he takes a moment to gather his thoughts as the council becomes kind of quiet and focuses their attention on him. And he rights himself in his chair, and he thinks about getting up, but doesn't, as he looks at the chromatic dragons. And he's speaking as if to himself. As if he doesn't necessarily want to face the truth, but he needs to say something. Have you all forgotten? Or has the power of the council gone to your heads? He is the one foretold by the sages of dreams, written in the Chronicles of Frostfire. The prodigal dragon that when banished would return home to the Blood Isles. The one that would be the avatar of Io. And then finally he addresses the court, the council. Vexillanthus believed in him, died for him. And Mikhail, despite perhaps not wanting to, pounds the gavel. Order, Stargazer, order. No, we have nothing more to hide. We've spoken for weeks, months on end about the rise of Tiamat and how she threatens to annihilate us all, yet we take no action. What is it, Council Worms? Do you want a repeat of the first world again? The Avatar is here. The one that will fight with us. For us. In the Second Dragon War, as Io decreed. And then, with that, the boisterousness settles down this time. Firebrand does not seem very amused, however.
If I know anything about John, is that he will fight. And he will fight until his dying breath. If you give him the chance to. And I would encourage the council to look at him as a blessing, not a curse. He comes from a line of white and gold dragons. And he appears before you today, ready to change the fate of the world, for good and for love. And I think the story with his parents, although I do not know them, I think continues on with he and I and our child. And the child that I carry, I think, is the hope for the future. So I ask you to spare us and let us fight for you. That is why we are here. I've never known family until him. Let us protect your family as well.
Okay, Molly, why don't you give me a roll with triple advantage? Persuasion.
Persuasion. Come. Okay. 18.
18? Okay. You gonna say anything, John? Or I don't.
I'm just gonna wait for a minute.
Okay. The chromatic dragons all glare at you, Amalia, and some of the gem dragons as well. And you do, however, Stargazer since backs down and looks to see if he has any more support in the council. And
I look right at him.
Okay. And you stare into a soul which is very, very old. Older than you can even imagine. It's extremely powerful. But it's not intimidating. There seems to be some kind of connection there with you. Mm-hmm. And he looks over to the side and nudges somebody right next to him, who begrudgingly raises their hand. And Michael looks and says, "The council recognizes Ogranus, the Cloudwalker. And it's a very peaceful-looking, great twilight dragon. On your behalf, he speaks, Amalia. I believe the Grand Master Stargazer is correct. We all know the writings. It is a fool's errand to ignore the will of Io. Thereby, I make a counter motion. And there's a lot of murder into this. I mean, part of the council is very limited. Make a counter motion to release Aragol from his fetters of true polymorph. And again, and now just a chorus of voices just raises hell. And the council people are getting up. It almost looks like they're about to throw punches. And Michael says, "Order!" And it resounds now throughout the whole court. His words, some are being amplified, and people are dazed back into their seats. And order's restored for a moment. A counter motion. John Aragol, I would hear from you. Speak to me of your strength and follies, of your integrity. Why we should unchain you.
I, truth be told, did not know much of those words before I met the woman who stands before you alongside me today. Strength, integrity, none of it. But she has shown me that there is more to life than the follies which I have. I will not deny them. I am brash and can be quick to judgment. Sometimes I don't fully think about the impact my words and actions can have, but I promise you this, I will stay true to this council, to the people and beings of Faerun. That I promise upon my life, hers, and that of our child. I will face Tiamat in battle when the time comes. And then I look at the red dragon name again.
Firebrand.
I look at Firebrand. Even if some of those who sit among the ranks before me now may very well fight with her.
John, 2 rolls at advantage as you can, of persuasion and intimidation.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
2
wow.
nat 20s.
2 nat 20s.
What?
Whoa, literally 2 nat. And that's a red and a blue fire and ice,
Wow,
baby!
fire and ice. So it's all coming together. All right. Firebrand snorts.
That's pretty wild.
Snorts and sits back down in a huff. Michael coughs. Since we have a quorum, we shall vote. Council Worms? And you see a lot of people in little cliques and factions conferring. And show of hands.
I say back to John and Celestial. I love you too.
Okay, based on your total performance of persuasion rolls, and intimidation as well.
I cannot believe you rolled 2 nat 20s. That's nuts. That's actually really nuts. It's very serendipitous.
Yeah.
Destiny. That's actually really wild. It was the red and the
Yeah.
blue. Like, that's actually, actually really, truly wild.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's insane. Yeah.
For the counter motion, hands begin to go up slowly, a little bit at a time. Seconds feel like an eternity to you both. probably good 5 eternities, 10 eternities, 20 eternities go by. And finally, 34 hands are raised.
Out of.
Michael speaks. The motion of Agranus has passed by majority. With this, there's an enormous amount of grumbling, and most of them, all chromatic dragons, some gem dragons, get up and just leave the court.
I wait till they're out of. Can I wait till they're out of earshot?
Yeah, they don't even. It's a lot of motion to grab just their papers and everything and just storm out.
Kind of look at the rest of the remaining dragons, the remaining counselors. I know this may be out of turn. But I would take care of your families. And thank you for helping me take care of mine.
Thank you.
A lot of the remaining dragons nod to you and look in fury at the departing council worms. And Michael looks at you and nods. And he gets at the book again and turns quite a few pages, and it's actually a little dusty. And he begins to read. And he adjusts his glasses. The decision of the council shall be final and binding to all dragons. No single dragon shall be above the council, and no group of dragons shall exist apart from the council. These are the words of Bloodtide and Stariel and Exodron. This is the will of Io. This is the decree of the Council of Worms. The session is adjourned. All right.
How does he break the binds that tie him?
And that silver dragon, Stargazer from earlier, the first one that could speak on spoke on your behalf. Many of the council members get up, and some of them do stay standing. They're not really sure how to address the situation, but Stargazer goes down, and he is again very elder worm. Walks slowly and stands in front of you. He's got again these black robes. Young Aragorn, this is the first of but many battles to come. I feel that you and yours will have targets on your back for some time. And he looks up at the court. Take this. And out from behind his robe and perhaps a magical sphere gives you a staff. It's a gray and cerulean staff. It's topped with a small dragon claw carved from ivory that shimmers in all the colors of the rainbow. You now have a +2 staff of the ivory claw.
Whoa, that's cool. It's a beautiful, beautiful
I am
staff.
so honored. Thank you.
We have done what we can for you. I hope you understand it was not an easy battle for us.
Certainly.
It will continue to be more difficult now. I will speak from the Iokaric script to end your incantation. Are you ready?
Yes.
It's your time.
I am.
Repeat after me. By the will of Io.
Iniwer Gyao Din Io.
We seek to be united.
Yith Sikmon Ekesi Ske Ulunanas.
As the many scales
La Werthroden Ternoki.
of the concordant dragon.
Diwer Concordant Deras Strix.
As no one dragon
Lei Pamon Deras Strix.
can stand alone.
Shilta Fair Lao.
Against the tides of destruction.
sin fuer confir di bilakip.
This I vow.
Nomeno si vow.
Amalia, you see John in front of you. And what you've never seen before is these blue-white, what were previously invisible, shackles. They're almost ghost-like. You see one around his neck, and around his arms, and around his feet, his ankles.
What is it?
And they're, you see them now. And they are radiating powerful, very incredibly powerful transmutation magic. And one by one, they begin to break. And fall to the ground and dissolve in a powdery explosion. Once the last shackle has been removed, John, Aragol, you shudder back as you feel the full power of the dragon power within you. It begins to shine through. And Amalia, you see John shine brighter than he ever has before, a bright rainbow-colored aura which slowly resolves into white and gold. Power surges within you, and although it seems like you still can't fully control it, you do feel free, and it is free. And crimson blood flows down the sides of your cheeks, but it doesn't seem to be your own. Frostfire has awoken.
You're beautiful. This is who you are.
Thank you for helping me find myself.
It's been the biggest blessing of my life. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
So, the time of sages is nigh. And this is Council Mikkel speaking as he comes down from the podium. Aragol, by the power of the Council of Worms, Dragonkind recognizes you as the Avatar of Io. And finally, you hear resounding applause, slight cheer from all the dragons remaining in the council. And out of the corner of your eyes, you see that old man with the white beard and the green outfit, smiling cheerfully as he exits a nearby door.
Did you just see the cabbage man?
I did see the cabbage man.
Oh. Now I'm hungry.
So John, Aragol, though you can't fully control your powers, you can now transform to Aragol, your dragon form. Amazing. As an action or as a bonus action using 3 sorcery points. But only at the moment during dire situations or when you're below 50% hit points.
Okay.
Oh my god! I'll turn back to the council.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. We will fight until our last breath.
And they all nod.
This I vow.
And Michael looks very happy and proud. He puts his he's in demi-human form, but somehow it almost feels like a dragon putting his claw on your shoulder. What will you do next for the good of the realms and those dragons?
We seek to bring balance
To the ordning.
to the ordning.
That is a good start. I'm afraid we cannot help you further until the council declares war, but I will fight to see that we make Razor's petition into reality.
You have already done so much. Thank you.
And it is that time that you also feel that conch, the conch of teleportation, when you got from Storval, begin to pulsate with power finally.
I think I had it in my...
You had it, yeah.
Is that? It's a conch.
Mm-hmm.
It's... Do you feel that?
It's time.
It is.
We go into the dark, but we do not go alone.
Right.
And with that, you take the first steps finally out of the Dragon Eyrie. You see your friends. And with that, we're going to call this episode.
Oh my gosh!
Wonderful.
Smite that like button.
Thanks
I'm
so
gonna
much,
do
everybody,
that.
for watching.
Hope you enjoyed it. Ooh, that was a tense and good one.
Good night.
See you next time.
See you next time.